always on the go, but the day just won't be one without your Hollywood fix. Let Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast take care of that. An all-inclusive look of pop culture.
Hello and welcome to GSMC Entertainment Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Cynthia. Happy Monday, everyone. And I hope you guys all had a great week last week and a fantastic weekend. Mine was pretty chill, nothing too interesting. I did have a cute little sibling bonding moment over the weekend, Friday. My brother and I were total homebodies. We don't go out. We're super just boring people at the moment. And my sister, she's in this phase right now where she's going out a lot. Not in a bad way, but she's mingling, going to new places to go eat, drink. And she invited my brother and I out, and she dragged us out because, again, we never leave our house. And it was actually nice. I had a great time. The only thing is we went to a brewery, and I don't drink beer, and neither does my brother. But my sister insisted. She's like, no, try the cider. The cider tastes better than beer. I thought, okay, when I think of cider, I think of like apple cider, like sweet juice, right? This was so sour and like a strong tart flavor. I don't know. Again, I am not a beer drinker, or like I don't go visit breweries. That's just not my thing. Let me know in the comments if you guys are just like me. Like I didn't understand what I would even order. So I ordered a cider and I couldn't even finish the drink. But besides that, it was still a great time. Again, great bonding moment. And that's about it. Oh, wait, I went to a baby shower. I went to my cousin's baby shower. So I guess it was a little bit eventful. I lied. Not too boring, a little bit eventful, but nonetheless, very chill. And what I did this morning. So this morning, besides going to work, I tuned in to the live streaming of the celebration of life of Kobe and Gigi Bryant, which is the big chunk that we're going to be covering on today's show. For those of you who don't know, I'm sure like the whole world knows by now, but Kobe and Gigi Bryant and 7 other passengers died in a tragic helicopter crash January 26th last month. So the lives of the NBA star Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gigi, were celebrated at a public memorial event today, this morning, Monday, February 24th at 10 a.m. at Staples Center, which is, of course, Kobe's home, his second home, where he built amazing relationships, and we all saw him from the stands, do all these amazing things throughout his basketball career. And 2/24/20. So that's today's date, right? February 24th, 2020, 2/24/20. Vanessa specifically chose this day to celebrate their lives and do a public memorial event because these numbers represent something much greater to her. The number 2 is was Gianna's jersey number. Number 24, of course, was Kobe's basketball number. And 20, because that's how many years Kobe and Vanessa Bryant spent together. 20 years together. So just this date alone holds so much significance. And thousands gathered at the arena today at Staples Center to pay their respects. Some of these high-profile people who attended the memorial service included Jennifer Lopez, Alex Rodriguez, Steph Curry, and even Bill Russell. Bill Russell is an ex-Celtics player, and for those of you who aren't basketball fans or don't follow basketball, more like back then, there was a huge Celtics and Lakers rivalry, and Bill Russell, he was obviously not a fan of the Lakers. He played on the Celtics, and he showed up to the memorial service wearing Kobe's jersey, number 24, paying his respects. So that was pretty cool to see. And all the attendees for the memorial service at the Staples Center received a booklet that included all of these family photos of the Bryant family. And I was able to like scroll, or someone posted the booklet on Twitter, and I was like looking at them, and it's just, my heart's so heavy. I feel like I still can't wrap my mind around Kobe and Gigi Bryant being gone. Like, I don't know. It just still hasn't, I mean, it's hit me, but I feel like I can't accept it. It's just really weird to talk about them in the past tense. And another kind of cool aspect, nothing about this was really cool, but another kind of beautiful aspect to the memorial service was there was a rose for every point Kobe scored in his NBA career, which was 33,643 points, placed around the center stage for his memorial. So the very center of the stage, all of these beautiful roses, all representing every point that he made in his career. And let's start off with how the memorial service opened. And it had a very powerful opening. If you haven't seen online, it was Beyonce, Queen Bee, Beyonce performing with a full choir. Like, it was absolutely beautiful. She kicked off the ceremony with an emotional medley of her songs, XO and Halo. She even said that XO happened to be one of Kobe's favorite songs. She states, "I'm here because I love Kobe, and this is one of his favorite songs." And I literally just got chills listening to her sing. I mean, she got vocals for days, but also just having the choir added a really, I don't want to keep saying beautiful, but just everything about it was so beautiful and emotional. And I almost felt like I was in church, and maybe that's why she brought on the choir, because it kind of added that church aspect. But it was just so moving to have her open and to sing those songs. Something kind of funny that I noticed, and I'm sure other of you have noticed too, Beyonce is known for having the wind blowing in her hair, right, when she's singing, performing. And even in this case, throughout her performance, she had a fan blowing her hair per usual, which I thought was kind of funny, because that's just like, when you think of Beyonce performing, you already know a fan's got to be there to blow her hair in place. It wasn't super crazy, but it was a subtle little breeze, and you can kind of see the edge of her hair blowing very lightly, but it was still funny. I noticed little things like that. Other performers at the memorial service also included Alicia Keys and Christina Aguilera, both whom have amazing vocal range as well. I love how Vanessa Bryant chose these three specific ladies, Alicia Keys, Beyonce, and Christina Aguilera. I mean, they all sing beautifully, all very different. Alicia Keys was on the piano, and then Christina Aguilera sang Ave Maria in Italian. So it was just like really nice touches, and I think these were the ideal people to perform at Kobe's memorial service and Gigi's. Jimmy Fallon was the host of Today's Affair, and we're going to get into the speeches right now, and I'm going to try and hold it together because I was watching the live streaming memorial service at a coffee shop, and thank God I'm like wearing a hat, because I just like kept looking down and like wiping my tears away, because I kept getting teary-eyed throughout the service just from all of these speeches, all the people who spoke. And Jimmy Fallon, he was up there teary-eyed. I mean, Jimmy Fallon did have a great relationship with Kobe. Jimmy Fallon has expressed, he has a story about how he met Kobe Bryant when they were both 18, living in LA, didn't know anybody. They were at some party, and they asked Jimmy Fallon to go on a beer run, or maybe it was Kobe. They asked Kobe or Jimmy to go on a beer run, and Kobe invited Jimmy Fallon and was like, "You want to go?" So they went, and then you can go. There's like an interview with both of them talking about the story if you want to go listen to that. But it was just really nice to also see Jimmy Fallon, and he was choked up saying how everywhere you go, you see his face. You drive in LA and you see all of these beautiful murals of artists who were inspired and painted Gigi and Kobe. And oh my God, it was just like so much emotion throughout the night and throughout the event. And other speakers included Shaq, Michael Jordan, Diana Taurasi, Sabrina Ionescu. So they were some of the speakers of the event, all sharing personal anecdotes of the time and memories shared with Kobe Bryant. And, they all expressed their admiration for this man. Literally the entire world loved Kobe. Like, it's actually crazy. And just like the impact this man left, and it's really such a teachable moment for all of us, including myself. Like, his death and his daughter's death really changed my aspect and my perspective on a lot of things on life. One of those being, just live in the moment, soak up everything with your loved ones, with your family. Don't ever stop telling your loved ones that you love them, and just like really leave a legacy here. What is it that you want to be remembered by when you leave this earth? I mean, you can have all the luxury designer purses, shoes, expensive cars. I mean, same thing with Pop Smoke's death. Like, if anything, all of these deaths are teaching us that, like, we're all the same, and you can't take with you in the afterlife all your personal belongings. So what is the legacy you want to leave here? What do you want to be remembered by? And I want to be remembered in a positive way, just like Kobe. He had all of these amazing attributes, and he touched so many people's hearts and lives. And that's exactly the same kind of impact that I want to make. Maybe I could one day, I don't know if it'd ever be that large of an impact like Kobe Bryant, but if I can impact somebody's life in a minor way, then I'll be happy and I would have fulfilled my purpose. And I'm going to cut into our first quick break. When we come back, more on the celebration of life of Kobe and Gigi.
Want to find out what movies to go see? Then check out the GSMC Movie Podcast. It's your ticket to the latest movies, whether it's a new blockbuster event, romantic, comedy, or action flick. This show has got it all covered. They talk some what to go see now, don't bother, what's hot on Netflix, and everything in between. That's GSMCpodcast.com/movie-podcast. When it's all about the movies, it has to be this new show. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
Hey guys, and welcome back to GSMC Entertainment Podcast. Let's get straight into what we are here to talk about and more on the celebration of life of Kobe and Gigi Bryant. So the other speaker I want to briefly talk about is Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan gave a really heartfelt speech as well at the memorial service, about 10 minutes long. And it was so beautiful again to hear him speak. And he was like, all again sharing personal stories of him and his relationship with Kobe and how he viewed him as a little brother. He even said, when Kobe died, a part of me died. And I feel like everybody in the room felt that. That's when the waterworks started coming. And it's also just nice in a way. Like, I know the situation and the context of the situation is never nice to cry over someone's death, but it's nice to see, this grown man, ex-basketball player who is up there crying, shedding tears, not afraid to let the whole world see that he's crying. And I like that. It's sending a message, you know, it's okay for men to cry. Like, it doesn't make you any less of a man. But another kind of like funny thing I want to bring up about his specific speech, he jokingly brought up how Kobe has him crying and that only Kobe Bryant can have him looking like this, and that he now has to look at another crying meme for the next 3 to 4 years. And the entire like audience started busting out laughing, because if you are on social media, you definitely have seen the Michael Jordan crying meme. People have posted it all over Twitter and Instagram. So now it's just pretty funny how even in like the hard times, the tough times, like losing a really close friend, somebody how you view as a little brother, he still can make light of the situation. I mean, there's really no light to the situation, but he acknowledges, you know, that he has now given the world another crying meme. And it was just funny because everyone started busting out laughing. Even I started busting out laughing. But honestly, I don't think people are going to use this picture of him as a meme, just because, again, the context of the situation. He is crying at Kobe Bryant's memorial service. So I feel that would be kind of messed up if people, you know, photoshopped or did stuff with him crying, and I don't know, it's just not right, you know. Use the old Michael Jordan cry meme. That one is okay. Not the one from today. Let's talk about now Vanessa Bryant's speech. Oh my God. This, I had to stop. I had to stop like 2 to 3 times the video, because I literally had to like get it together. Whenever she started getting choked up, like I would start getting choked up. It's just a lot of emotions. Like, again, this whole situation just kind of, you internalize and you reflect on your own life. Like, it really, like I said, it's a teachable moment for all of us. So in Vanessa Bryant's 20-minute speech, I don't know how she was able to keep it together. I started getting so teary-eyed. Again, I'm in this coffee shop listening to or watching this video. I start getting teary-eyed when she starts speaking about Gigi. I mean, I can't even imagine. I'm not a mom, but my mom always told me that one of her biggest fears and the worst kinds of pain in the world is a parent, a mother losing their child. And not only did Vanessa Bryant lose her husband, her best friend, she lost one of her babies. So I just can't even imagine how she's feeling. And just the way Vanessa Bryant talked about her daughter Gigi, and again, sharing very personal stories of their relationship with the world, how Gigi always gave her a good night and good morning kiss. You know, just things like that. I feel like I connect a lot actually with Vanessa Bryant and her family, because for one, she's Latina, she's Mexican, just like me. I feel like a lot of her morals that she stands by and just the way she expresses about her family and her daughters reminds me a lot of my mom. So when she talks about, like, she always says good night and good morning kiss. Like, that's how I grew up with my mom too. Like, I always went to bed, you know, kissing her good night, kissing her good morning. To this day, I am 24 years old, you guys. To this day, I still give my mom a good night kiss, sometimes good morning kiss, because I wake up at 4 a.m, and I don't think she'd want me to wake her up that early. But I just really identify with Vanessa Bryant and her family a lot, and how she said, like, you know, I'm not going to be receiving those kisses anymore. And she's said that Gigi was looking forward to graduating middle school and moving on to high school with her big sister Natalia. Like, things like that. When she started talking about their future and their future plans, that's when I lost it, because I'm just like, our time is so limited and we really don't know when we're leaving. So we have to make the best of what we have now, live in the moment, live in the present, because the future is not guaranteed. So, and that's when she also thought, that's when Vanessa Bryant started getting choked up. And then that's when I started getting choked up. I'm like, girl, get it together. Like, you are out in public right now. But just things of that, like just the way Vanessa beautifully expressed herself about Gigi and her personality, how she treat her sisters. And it was just like, oh my God, like, I can't even talk about it too much in detail because I'll literally start getting teary-eyed right now. And something else that kind of made me choked up that Vanessa Bryant mentioned, she said how we didn't get the chance to teach her how to drive a car. I can't tell her how gorgeous she looked on her wedding day. She'll never be a mom. She would have been the best player in the WNBA. Like, again, all of these future plans and predictions that they had for Gigi just out the window. But I know that her legacy is still going to continue to live on. At 13 years old, I know she made a huge impact. I know at that young age of 13, she already was making moves and, you know, really deterring the way how many people view women's sports, but specifically women's basketball. So in those 13 years of that little girl's life, I know she already was impacting a lot of people. So it's just like really, again, it's really hard to wrap my mind around like this whole situation. And you can even hear my voice right now. I'm like getting like choked up just because, again, I identify with many of the things that Vanessa Bryant was saying. Again, because when I see Vanessa, I see a lot of my mom in her. So it's just like really hard to digest everything about this situation. So then when she started talking about Kobe, I again was like getting choked up. Waterworks was coming out. Everybody, I'm pretty sure everybody in the stadium like had a tissue next to them. They were for sure no dry eyes in that stadium. I mean, how could you not cry? Like a legend, a literal, I don't throw that word around lightly. Like I feel nowadays a lot of people just kind of call anybody a legend who passes away. No, I truly believe and know Kobe is a legend, was a legend. He will be talked about for many, many years down the road. And Vanessa Bryant, she mentioned how Kobe, you know, not only was he her best friend, her everything, Kobe was the MVP of girl dads. Like, again, girl dad, that was trending during the week of Kobe's death, because he always expressed how much he loved his family, how much he loved his daughters, and how much he loved being a girl dad specifically. Like, he says he was meant to have daughters. And it's just like so beautiful to hear a man say that, someone in his position, you know, he could have done a lot with men's basketball, and he could have honestly probably coached the Lakers at some point, but he decided to coach a middle school basketball team, which his daughter's on. And it's just so remarkable, all the things he did and his commitment towards his family. So back to the topic of why was Kobe the MVP of girl dads? Vanessa Bryant said that he never left the toilet seat up, which that was funny because, men, you shouldn't leave the toilet seat up, especially if you live with girls. So Kobe never left the toilet seat up. And he told his girls how beautiful they were every single day. And again, this is like a relationship that I feel like every daughter craves with their dad. And I'm so happy that these girls got somebody like him in their lives. And this part, I need to like get it together right now because I already feel tears are about to come out my eyes. I don't know why. It could be because I'm a Cancer. And if you guys know anything about zodiac signs, they say that Cancers are the most sentimental and emotional. And that's okay. I am emotional. So I need to like pull it together right now for what I'm about to share. This line specifically that Vanessa Bryant mentioned in her speech, this is like when literal actual tears came out my eyes, and I had to like pause the video. So she choked up and she's like, at the end of her speech, she said, "Babe, you take care of Gigi. I got Natalia, Bianca, and Capri. We're still the best team." And she's just saying like how, you know, take care of Gigi up in heaven. I got our other girls down here. And it's just like, that is true love, literally, just like Nipsey Hussle and Lauren London. Like, they really were meant for each other. And it's just like so tragic, this entire situation. But nonetheless, I loved how her speech shared a refreshing and different perspective of Kobe and Gianna. I mean, we're complete outsiders. We don't truly know them. We just know them on the surface level. We don't know them, really know them, how their true selves, away from the cameras and the spotlight. Even Vanessa mentioned, everybody views my husband as a celebrity, as the greatest basketball, the GOAT. She's like, I view him as my papi chulo, my boo-boo, my baby, like all of these cute little pet names that they had for one another. And it's just like, I thank Vanessa for sharing such personal experiences and stories with the world. Cause she really didn't have to do this. I know they had a private memorial service, which I'm very glad they did, no cameras, no media, just their family and close friends. So I'm glad they had that for themselves. And, she said Kobe showed us the fierce competitor in sports. And in his home life, he was a fierce family man. So it's just really nice that she kind of shared a different perspective on how really remarkable Kobe Bryant truly was. I don't know how Vanessa was able to keep it together. Hearing Vanessa address Kobe and Gigi in the past tense is just absolutely devastating. I don't know how anyone could have the strength and composure to do this, to get up on stage in front of a sold out stadium and talk about losing your child and your husband. And she was able to keep it together. So I'm just sending so much love and light to her daughters, everybody who's affected by this tragedy. And very quickly, I'm going to cut into another break. When we come back, I'm going to give you guys an update on this situation, and we're going to talk about Harvey Weinstein.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
Hey guys, and welcome back to GSMC Entertainment Podcast. And I want to share with you guys now an update regarding Vanessa Bryant, the death of Kobe Bryant, Gigi Bryant, and the 7 other victims who were tragically lost in the helicopter crash. Just today, it was announced that Vanessa filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the company that operated the helicopter that crashed last month. So the complaint in LA County Superior Court against Island Express Helicopters and Island Express Holding Corporation alleges that pilot Ara Zobayan, who also died in the crash in Calabasas, he was the pilot, failed to use ordinary care in piloting subject aircraft and was negligent. And the lawsuit states, defendant Island Express Helicopters authorized, directed, and or permitted a flight with full knowledge that the subject helicopter was flying into unsafe weather conditions. So they should have done his part, pretty much. That's what they're saying. And all of the victims died as a result of the negligence of the pilot, Ara Zobayan, for which the company is now liable for, since unfortunately he is no longer here with us. But I think this is good. She's obviously not doing this to gain money, but she's doing this more for the other families that are affected by this tragedy. So I don't think there's anything wrong with her filing a lawsuit against the helicopter company that was responsible, or that the pilot was hired under. So I guess I will keep you guys posted on this update, because this just came out this morning. And moving on to an entirely different subject, which is also another trending topic this Monday morning. Harvey Weinstein, so this big time producer and Hollywood mogul, was found guilty of rape and a felony sex crime today in New York. The jury of 7 men and 5 women came to a verdict in the 2-year trial and 5 days of deliberation. The jury found Harvey Weinstein guilty of 2 counts, criminal sexual assault in the 1st degree and rape in the 3rd degree. He is facing anywhere between 5 to 25 years in prison. For those of you who are not aware of who he is or of his work, he's reigned as one of the most influential producers in Hollywood. He producing and directing films that you might have seen, such as Inglourious Bastards, Good Will Hunting, Silver Linings Playbook, and Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. So these are all films that I feel like a lot of people have seen. And unfortunately, this kind of sexual misconduct is not, it's not new to the biz. I mean, especially in this world of entertainment, there's always these stories and these allegations of producers and specifically men in power who take advantage of these girls or who trick them and into leading like, oh, if you do this, like, I'll get you to the top. I'll make you a star. So it's a really twisted dynamic and kind of scary. So you have to be careful in this industry. Similar to R. Kelly and Bill Cosby, you know, these are 2 men who were in positions of power, manipulated women, a lot of sexual misconduct, and now Harvey Weinstein is added to the list. Accusations of sexual misconduct and assault against Harvey Weinstein have been swirling around for decades in New York and LA. The trial in Manhattan this morning was only the latest step in the lengthy saga. So this has been occurring. I think the very first time that it publicly has been published was the New York Times in October 2017. So more than 80 women have accused Harvey Weinstein of sexual harassment and assault since the groundbreaking New York Times and New Yorker investigations were published in October of 2017. Some of these women being very notable celebrities such as Angelina Jolie, Kate Winslet, Cara Delevingne, and Jennifer Lawrence. The former film producer has repeatedly denied the accusations. Again, he's been accused of sexual misconduct and harassment, I believe, since 2013, possibly even earlier. So again, he's just shooting all of these allegations down, saying, no, it's not true. These girls are lying. It was consensual, whatever. What's even scarier, what I just think about, you know, when I think about situations like this, is all the people who protected and were backing up Harvey Weinstein. Like, if you look at his circle and just all the celebrities that he surrounds himself with and who has worked with him, these celebrities, you guys, don't be naive. They have noticed some messed up things happening behind closed doors. Again, I'm bringing back the example of R. Kelly. Go watch his documentary on Netflix. Like, his own friends knew the dirty things that were happening behind closed doors, and they didn't say a word. So it's just really, that's what like gets under my skin a bit and like makes my skin crawl, is the other men and maybe even women who knew of his sexual misconducts, of his behavior, and didn't say anything, didn't report him, didn't call him out. So that's what's even scarier, to be honest. Reese Witherspoon and many others took to social media to celebrate their win against Harvey Weinstein. many celebrities and just women in general are very happy to see that he's going to be behind bars. He's going to be doing time, serving time. Actress Mia Sorvino is another woman on the very long list who accused him of sexual harassment. She tweeted, "The beginning of #justice. More to come, my sisters. #Weinstein guilty." She received many retweets on this specific tweet. Ashley Judd, she's another lady who was a victim of sexual harassment from Harvey Weinstein. She accused Weinstein of inviting her to his hotel room, offering to massage her, and then asked her to watch him shower. She said he then derailed her career, discouraging directors and other Hollywood filmmakers from working with her. That is extremely messed up. And again, this is not the first time it has happened in this industry. There's many stories and counts of this exact same situation happening to many people. And it's just like really messed. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like any of this, but I am happy that he's now doing time. And I'm glad that all of the women broke their silence and spoke out against this, because there are many cases out there that are not reported because of women who are scared to come out, scared that people won't believe them. So I applaud these women who broke their silence and called him out and are being brave enough to share their stories to the whole public eye. It's just setting, a great example for other girls and women who are maybe going through the same situation, who are not ready to speak out, and they're letting them know, it's okay. Like, people are going to believe you. People are going to support you. So I'm happy that this is happening. Harvey Weinstein, will be having another trial in LA March 11th to answer to 4 more counts of rape and sexual battery charges. So this could potentially be adding more time to his already 5 to 25 year sentence. And I just think that for many, the trial was a crucial test in the effort to hold powerful men accountable for sexual harassment in the workplace. I'm sure many of you who are listening, women who are listening, have experienced some type of harassment at work, whether it was from a coworker, your boss, a client walking in, a customer walking in. So it is time to, put these people in their place and hold them accountable and speak out and say, this is messed up what you're doing. It's not okay. And you need to take responsibility for your actions. He's most likely going to be spending the rest of his life in a jail cell. I mean, he is now in his 60s, Harvey Weinstein. And I mean, he's going to be locked up in jail starting tonight. So he's already serving time. And again, I applaud the women who came out and spoke about the situation. And that is pretty much all I have for today's episode. We covered Kobe and Gigi Bryant, the celebration of life, the memorial service that happened today at Staples Center. And that is going to conclude today's episode here at the GSMC Entertainment Podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. If you liked what I had to say, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe so you don't ever miss an episode. And I wish you all a very happy and successful week.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. From movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.